So today we're gonna do a lab on steganography. We're going to download Kali, and once we download, we're gonna extract Kali using 7-zip. Once we extract, we're gonna open it up and load it to the VirtualBox player. And then I clicked on settings, which I can set the system to more processor and more RAM. The reason for that is I think there's one section that we're going to use buffer for our steganography. We're going to hide some bytes inside that file. And we're going to go ahead and start it. So with that, we did step 1 through 10. So once Kali has started, we're going to do updates. And then log in. So if you redo the picture or the steganography again, and use the password, see if it worked. It could be just a typo in the password. Okay, so after we have update, we're gonna use steghide, which is a tool that we can cover or hide data into the image or files, and then we're going to use it to extract the hidden data. So that is steganography, and you can do that for video and audio. I thought about using like Audacity, but I was like, oh, we need a microphone and we need so that will not work. So, but you can use other tools. So here are some of the tools: steghide, StegoSuite. You can also use OpenStego and Audacity, and we're gonna use a hex editor, which we always talk about, but I wanted to use this opportunity to show you how you can do that. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna have to find a file that we're gonna hide things in, and we're gonna need to find a JPEG. So let's open up your Google. And we're gonna find Google Images. So I'll just use the one that I used yesterday. I'm gonna find a cat picture. And I'm gonna search for maybe JPEG, and you can do any picture. This is the one I used yesterday, so we'll use a yellow one. So I'm gonna go ahead and right click, save image as, and it's going to be under downloads, but we're gonna need to put it under home, and we're gonna call this cover. Actually, yeah. And then save. I think that's good for now. We'll get another one in a little bit. Okay, so next we're going to do an update. An install. So sudo apt install steghide. And then yes to proceed. So it will take a minute to install. Now what we're gonna do is you already have a picture where you're gonna hide things in there. We're gonna create a file that we're gonna hide inside that picture. So to do that, we're gonna use our text editor, Nano, and we're gonna call this file company secret text. And we're just gonna put in this message. This is a hidden message to be embedded. And once we have the file created, we're gonna press Control X to exit the file, and we're gonna press yes to save and press enter. So that's step 19. Now, since we already have the picture and the text file where we're gonna embed inside that picture, we are going to use steghide to hide the file inside the picture. So you're gonna use sudo steghide, and you're gonna do embed -cf, and this is gonna be the cover file, the file that's gonna contain the embedded file. So cover.jpg. I think we gotta make sure that the extension is exactly the same, right? If it's JPG, you use JPG, JPEG, right? And then EF company secret.txt. And you can always check your file by open folder and then see how mine says JPEG with the EG. So depending on your file extension, right? Okay. So once we do that, we're gonna type in our password, and I suggest using your simple Kali password, Kali, press enter, and then we're gonna confirm. So here now it tells us that it embedded. It insert the text file into the picture, right? Your cover.jpg. Okay. So take a screenshot of this. Now, in order to analyze it, so let's say that if you have an embedded file, you want to see it, what's embedded in it, you can use steghide for that purpose. So steghide info, right, cover.jpg, make sure the extension matches. And it tells me that it is a JPEG file. This is the size of the file. And it says, do I want to get more information for the embedded data? Type yes, and then type in the password. Okay. That should work. So when you're using steghide, it actually uses encryption, and it's going to be the original 128-bit CBC, right? So it embedded the text file into the picture or the image that I had downloaded. Okay, so with that, we should be able to answer. What is the format of the embedded file, right? That was the, it should tell you the format, JPEG. What is its capacity, the size. And then, well, it depends on the file that you downloaded, but it should tell you that there. So once we do that, take a screenshot. What is embedded? We should see the file that we created, that we embedded. And then the size of the embedded file shows me in bytes there. And then the encryption algorithm. And then was it compressed? Yes or no there. Right. So what we can do is we can find a WAV file or use a WAV file and we can embed. Now, if you want to embed sound into a WAV file, like you can, you know how sometimes they said there's a hidden message in a song, right? Not because of the lyrics, but sometime that you can actually hear the hidden message is sometime that they would record it with a very low tone. And you can do that with Audacity. So next, we're gonna go ahead and go to our Firefox. And let's open up Google. We need to find a WAV file. WAV. We used SoundForce yesterday to test. Forge. Still free. Let's see. You gotta be careful with this because sometimes, oh, wave source. That's what I use. Wavesource.com, you will find some wave files. And you can make your own wave files. Like you see some sample sounds, they are in waves. And sample sounds are like, you know, sometimes you had a little bit of beats or claps or, you know, animal sound. So I'm using wavesource.com and you can find some of the things here. So let's get something simple. Let's expand this so I can see. We'll do various stuff. I think yesterday I was looking at some popular ones. So let's see. You don't want a big wave either. You can use a big wave, but it's just gonna take up a lot of storage. Well, I guess we'll just go. And we'll just find some sound effects. I'll just get this one because it's a small one. So it's downloaded here. We're gonna look at the folder. It's under my downloads. I'm gonna go ahead and copy this into my Kali home. Please. And I'm gonna rename it to cover.wave. So I use wavesource.com and you can find some simple ones on there. Okay. And you can download. And once I download, I name it as cover.wave, just like what the lab instruction said. So we did step 30. Or is it cover 1? No, that's a different one. We're gonna do step 26. So we are going to embed the text file into the wave file. So we're just gonna open this. Let's go here. And sudo steghide embed. And this time, instead of the JPEG, we're gonna do a wave. A .wave, and then it's still gonna be EF company secret.txt. Callie. So it embedded it, take a screenshot. And then what we're gonna do is after we embedded it, we're gonna look for its information. So we're gonna do steghide, and it's gonna be cover.wave because it's a waves file. And yes, Callie. So it should be the same encryption tool, but the file sizes are gonna be different. Right, I have that. So you should be able to answer the embedded information, the algorithm, the file sizes for the WAV file. Finish? Okay. I'll see you after the break, maybe. Okay. Then we're going to open up Firefox and we're going to get another image. I'll just see. Fine. Let's use. And then we'll put it under home and we're going to call this cover one. .jpeg. I need to fix that. Oh, I need to fix that. You too. Good night. Okay, so once we have the picture downloaded, we're gonna do step 31. So I'm using a different picture and I name it cover1.jpg. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a hex editor and I'm gonna modify or hide some data into the image. So we're gonna do a sudo apt install ncurses-hexedit. It's already built or installed onto Kali Linux, but in case you need to install, you can use that command. So if you read their documentation, before you can do anything, you need to put it on the memory buffer. So we're gonna do sudo hex editor -b. And it's going to ask you which file do you want to put it on the buffer. So you're going to use your down arrow key and you're going to go down and you're going to find your picture on the bottom, which is the cover1.jpg that you downloaded. And then press enter. So this is what it looks like with hex editor, and these are memory addresses, right? So you're gonna, this is the hex tab, and on the right side is gonna be your text tab. This is where all the text information is going to be displayed. And we often use this for forensic purposes. So once you have this, right, once you selected the file, you're going to take a screenshot and then you're going to navigate to the end, to the bottom of your file. And this is going to take a while, but you can also look at the instruction on the bottom where it tells you can go to a certain offset. So just use your down arrow key and go to the end of the file. This is where you're going to hide some bytes. Now, when you press the insert key, so this is the end of my file is D9. Right here. I want to insert some bytes. So when you press insert, it's going to add in 1 byte and then another time that's going to be 2 bytes. So it's going to expand the actual image file that I previously downloaded. So the value that's added is going to be 0, 0, and that just represents the byte. Each 0 is a nibble, that's 4 bits, and 2 of the zeros equal to 8 bits, which is 1 byte. So when you press insert key one time, it's going to add 8 bits or 1 byte. And then if you add insert key another, it's going to add another byte. So if I do it twice over, it's going to add a third one. So altogether, it should be 1 byte, 2 byte, 3 bytes. So 3 bytes were added. For step 38, it's going to add 2 bytes, right? Because when you press the insert key twice, each time it's going to add 1 byte. And that's shown here. And we're going to take a screenshot. But now we want to add in some text as well. So if you hit the tab key, it's going to move you to the right-hand side. And what you can do is you can type in some, I typed my hidden wrong, should be WE there. I want to type in some kind of message. So we're going to do dash, hidden, dash, and then we can say this is a hidden message. But notice that it's only going to be into that one space, right? If you want to move it, you got to add in additional bytes for that. Then we're going to do Control X. And it's going to want you to save, but we want to make sure that we change the file name. So steg _ cover .jpeg. And then press enter. So once we save that, you can always go back, and if you want to check, I didn't write this step, but you can do steghide info cover one dot shape. Oh, I'm sorry, steg cover one dot shape. Let me see if that's here. Oh, I have it cover. Oh, because we didn't create a passphrase, so it's not gonna allow you to read that, right? With the hex editor, we did not add a passphrase, so it's not, steghide is not gonna let you see it. Okay, now we're gonna do StegoSuite. So first we're gonna install it. And StegoSuite, you can use it in command line, or you can use it in GUI, and it also works on Windows. And then press yes to proceed and install. It's Java dependent. We are going to use the graphical user interface version, so we're going to do StegoSuite GUI. It's going to pop this up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag in my cover one JPEG file that I had downloaded from the internet. So open up your file manager, the folder here. Open the folder. And then I'm going to take the tiger picture and I'm going to go ahead and drag that into here. Let's see if that works. You can browse it. Mm. To go. In the format. Oh yeah, to save it as a JPEG to PEG. It's not seeing it as a JPG. So let's go. Do cover 2. Okay, so I have to save it as a JPG because I think for Linux, it automatically save it as a JPEG with the PEG, and that will not work with StegoSuite. So make sure that it is JPG. And then once you have that, then you can open up StegoSuite. GUI. And then browse. I'm gonna go ahead and use cover 2 because I had already a cover 1 something else. We're gonna open. And we're going to type in a message. So this is the embedded message. And then for the file, we're gonna go ahead and click here. I'm sorry, we're gonna drag the text file that we created into this field. So open up your file manager. And we're going to take the company. We're going to take the company.txt and drag it into the app. Here's my app. So back to home. So we're gonna take this. Where did it go? Did I close it by accident? I probably did. So let's load our picture. Type in the message. This is message. Then let's minimize this. We're gonna go ahead and drag this into here. Make sure that shows and then put in your password. K-A-L-I. And we're going to click embed. Okay. Then we can close the application and reopen it so that way it's new. Go back to our terminal. And then we're going to reopen the application. We're going to go ahead and browse to file now. Go back to home. When you use StegoHide, it's going to create a secondary file when it embedded. It's going to be the name of the file, and it's going to add the embed before the file extension. So we're going to go ahead and select the one with the embed in the name. And then we're going to type in our password. And we're going to click extract. And it should show your hidden message in the file. You can do this in command line. You can refer to their documentation. It does the same thing, but the interface is definitely useful, and it does show your picture of the choice that you have, right? Okay, so with that, we should have the embedded file information, and then we should be able to answer the questions. Summarize the step on steganography on steghide. What did you do to embed your file and that contains a message into an image? How can you embed a hidden message in an audio file, right? We talked about using Audacity is one way, but you have to have a recorded sound added to it. But if you're using the steghide, you can definitely use steghide and add a file or even a WAV file or a text file or something like that. And then how you use StegoSuite in Steganography. We downloaded the picture, we drag and drop the picture, we type in the hidden message, or we added the hidden file, and then we click embed, and it created a different file name. And then we would use the extract button to extract it. So we would do Steganalysis with that. And now you should be able to perform Steganalysis using the tools. Okay, stop recording.